Roman Reigns to reform the Shield with 2 new stars? Failed cash-in? 3 ways the OTC can return to WWE. Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I am Jennifer. Have a nice day. For the WWE family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Roman Reigns has been absent from WWE television since he was ambushed by Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker on the Raw after WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. The OTC will aim to exact revenge on Rollins and company as soon as he returns to the Stamford-based promotion. With the chaotic conclusion of the 2025 Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns' return may be on the horizon. Rollins' terror has been increasing with each passing, and Reigns may be the one to stop him. In this listicle, we look at 3 ways Roman Reigns can return to World Wrestling Entertainment. Seth Rollins walked out of Money in the Bank with the MITB contract. The latest episode of Monday Night Raw saw CM Punk finally stand up against his former rival John Cena and challenge him to a singles match for the undisputed WWE title. While Cena accepted the challenge, he said he wanted to face Punk at Night of Champions 2025. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins came out with his briefcase and sent a subtle warning with his mysterious laugh, hinting that he aimed to recreate the heist of the century. Rollins can interfere in Cena versus Punk's title bout. However, before he potentially cashes in his MITB contract, Roman Reigns can shockingly return and stop his rival from becoming champion. While fans expected the OTC to return at Money in the Bank 2025, it didn't happen. However, Reigns' return is imminent. Seth Rollins and his heel crew have been dominating WWE, and they need to be stopped. Hence, the Tribal Chief could return anytime before SummerSlam 2025 and reform the Shield with CM Punk and Sami Zayn to play mind games with Rollins. Reigns, quote, Shield 2.0 could take on Rollins' group in a 6-man tag team match at SummerSlam 2025. The next big WWE Premium Live event is Night of Champions 2025, emanating live from Kingdom Arena in Riyadh. Triple H and company have already started working to craft a compelling match card. The latest episode of Raw saw the first qualifier bouts for the Queen and King of the Ring tournaments. Interestingly, WWE has announced every participant for the match, but a spot in next week's Fatal 4-Way King of the Ring qualifier is still unoccupied. In a massive twist, Reigns could return as the mystery entrant and end up winning the tournament, inserting himself into the title picture once again. After losing the World Heavyweight Championship on Monday Night Raw, Jey Uso once again had a singles championship reign cut short. After being Intercontinental Champion for less than a month last year, Gunther was able to get his revenge on the 2025 Royal Rumble winner. The two had an incredible match on Raw with an unpredictable finish, one that was praised by a WWE Hall of Famer. Gunther is now the first 2-time World Heavyweight Champion since the new belt was introduced back in 2023. Thankfully for USO, he doesn't hold the shortest reign, as that honor goes to Drew McIntyre when he was cashed in on back at WrestleMania X. Regardless, USO did everything he could with the world title in a short amount of time, and Mark Henry knows that Jey Uso is in rare form, and he's been in rare form for the last year coming out of the Bloodline saga, Henry said. He's proven that he doesn't need Roman Reigns to be over. He doesn't need to be in a tag team winning tag team championships with his brother to be over. He didn't need to have Sami Zayn to have his back to help him to win matches. He was able to do all of that on his own. Anytime you have a wrestler that organically is able to do what he's done, you can see why he was champion, Henry added. While not everyone enjoyed his 36-minute tribal combat match with Roman Reigns at the 2023 edition of SummerSlam, USO stepped up his game and found himself as a singles wrestler. It's clear he's far from the best wrestler on the roster, but he sure knows how to get over with the crowd. With the likes of Michael Cole and Pat McAfee yeeting with USO during his entrance, sold-out arenas nationwide have consistently supported the former right-hand man. Even though he no longer holds the title, USO will undoubtedly still be a top face in the company as he tries to navigate his way back to another world title match. The feud with Gunther might not be over, but it's something that can be revisited in due time. A potential reunion with Jimmy Uso is likely, but one that Henry doesn't want to see happen. The world's strongest man loves what Uso is doing as a singles act, and so does the WWE Universe, as he shows out on a weekly basis. Having just competed in the main event of Saturday night's main event and Money in the Bank, it's clear WWE sees USO as a top guy moving forward. For all the long-term storytelling Triple H loves to boast about, he completely dropped the ball when it came to one of the most obvious layups of them all, exploring the dynamic between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso in 2025. Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble was historic, not just because of who he is, but because of what it symbolized. He was the one who went to war with Roman Reigns at the start of the Bloodline saga, and the same man who acknowledged him and did most of his dirty work. The one who was manipulated for years by the head of the table, and the same man whose equation with Sami Zayn took the Bloodline to new heights. He was the superstar who became the first person to pin the tribal chief in many years, and the same man who was betrayed by his own twin brother after Jimmy Uso convinced him to turn on Roman Reigns in the first place. Jey Uso stepped out from under Reigns' shadow. He became his own man on Raw, initially allied with the likes of Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and Jey Uso, before shocking the world and winning the Intercontinental Championship. He'd even realign with the OG Bloodline to aid his family against the rogue members of his family, putting his differences with Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns in the rearview mirror. Jey Uso's rise to the top was unlike anything ever seen in wrestling for a long time. While a portion of fans on the internet complained from time to time, Uso shocked the world and won the Royal Rumble. He then went on to win the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther at WrestleMania 41. He did it all with countless supporters yeeting him on every step of the way. He accomplished this in an era where WWE's roster is arguably the most star-studded it has ever been. From Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, and many more, every single major babyface in the company gave USO their stamp of approval. And as much as that meant, one man who never did stands out. Roman Reigns. Jey and Roman never even interacted. Not once. Not a single stare down. Not even a silent nod. It made Jey's entire run feel incomplete. The brand split is no excuse. Both USO and Reigns were juggling between Raw and SmackDown on the road to WrestleMania. Could we not have one moment where Reigns acknowledged USO? Or didn't acknowledge him? Whatever. How is it that amidst all the backstage chaos and moving parts, they couldn't figure out how to even scratch the surface? Reigns obviously hasn't even been seen since the Raw after WrestleMania. He hasn't wrestled or spoken since his loss to Seth Rollins and the betrayal he suffered at Heyman's hands. He was last seen getting decimated by Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. For the first time in years, he was the one left lying. That visual, juxtaposed with Jey as world champion, could have created something special. A new power balance, a humanized Reigns crossing paths with a fully empowered USO. And yet WWE skipped it altogether. No acknowledgement, no tension, no development. Reigns and USO, two sides of the same bloodline coin, never even breathed the same air on screen after Jey's Rumble win. That's not just a creative oversight. That's a fundamental storytelling failure. The craziest part is that all this while, USO has been standing right where Reigns should have been, if not beside him. While the tribal chief took his vacation, USO was forced to deal with not just challengers like Gunther, Logan Paul, and Seth Rollins, but also fight Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman, alongside Sami Zayn and CM Punk. Rollins' crew wouldn't even exist if it weren't for Roman Reigns. USO was even fighting off John Cena and Paul alongside Cody Rhodes